So PTCP is here in Luton, Bedfordshire, at Luton Police Station. So this is their yard area. You can see they've put up all this like sort of felting sort of stuff here now, which wasn't there before. So AB came here a couple of years ago. He had his two-part standoff outside Luton Police Station, and yeah, this wasn't here then. I know that much for sure. So let's see vehicles sort of drive in that direction. We're gonna pop and have a look. See what we can do. Marked vehicle. Pulling out. Yeah, really. This is the gate Luton Police Station. Yeah, it's interesting though. I was just looking up misconduct cases in Bedfordshire to see if there was anything going on recently. And they've got quite a few reports from sort of, what was it, 2019 to 20, or was it 20 to 21? Can't remember now. But there's nothing further than that, and there's nothing on the upcoming misconduct cases. So either they're not publishing, or Bedfordshire Police are doing very, very well and not getting any complaints that are being upheld. I know which one I'm most likely to.
Before we even get into this one, buckle up. What starts as a calm filming session outside Luton Police Station quickly turns into a test of professionalism, identification, and accountability. Two officers approach without clear ID. A refusal to show a warrant card sparks tension. But then, something rare happens. A duty sergeant steps in, and what he does next might completely change how you see police oversight. Is this a failure of procedure, or a masterclass in leadership? Let's break it down.
You can call me Ethan now.
Ethan?
Ethan,
Oh,
yeah.
nice to meet you, Ethan. You just got your warrant card with you? Because you haven't got any identifying factors or anything.
It's up in the office.
Well, then I'm afraid I'm not going to talk to you. Do you have a warrant card on you, sir?
I think mine.
Okay, then I'm not going to talk to you either.
Come to ask what you did.
Well, go get your warrant cards and we might have a conversation.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Going to try and come out and do stop an account with me when they're not even don't even have their warrant cards. They're not like, they're wearing a black polo and black trousers. They didn't have any epaulets on, nothing on it that said police on it. I'm not going to engage with that. Not in the slightest.
Right here is where things get interesting. The officers approach first, initiate contact, ask for a name. But when the auditor asks for identification in return, suddenly the energy shifts. And here's the key legal principle. While a stop and account is voluntary, officers exercising authority should clearly identify themselves, especially if they're not in full visible uniform. Transparency builds legitimacy. Now ask yourself, if someone approached you in dark clothing, no visible insignia, asking questions, would you engage? Or would you do exactly what he did and disengage? This moment sets the tone for everything that follows.
I obviously haven't got my kit, I haven't got my body, etc. Anything I can help with?
No, I'm good, thank you.
You just filming, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have like a YouTube channel or anything like that you film for?
Pardon?
Do you have a YouTube channel or something you film?
No, just matters of public interest, personal recreation. Just out of curiosity, so...
Numbers 273.
Yeah, perfect, thank you, I appreciate that.
That's alright.
Just had two constables come out and basically all they were doing was a stop an account.
Right.
But neither of them had, like, for example, you got your epaulets on.
Yeah.
One of them, I didn't actually ask the other one, but he did provide his name and his number when asked. But he didn't carry his warrant card with him.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I've got mine if you want to see it.
Yeah, if you want to show
I
me.
can show you mine, so...
Perfect, thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, no, just like, stop an account is a police power still.
Right.
If they go in to engage in policing activity within use of policing power,
Yeah.
you need to like make sure that they have either their shoulder numbers,
Yeah.
something that says police on it. So I noticed your tops don't actually say police on it.
Some do.
Some do, but
have the arms, etc.,
but he had the same one that you've got.
Right.
Didn't have any like epaulets or anything like that. So
Okay. I don't know the circumstances.
yeah, of course,
I was just walking back.
Sure, I understand that, but yeah, if his name was Ethan, can't remember
okay.
his number and everything, but
That's fine.
if you know the Ethan, just him and his colleague he was with, just put a word in there, have a word with the sergeant,
Yeah, I
just
appreciate
make sure that they are carrying their warrant card or
Yeah.
have some identifying factor if they're going to be using a policing power.
Appreciate
That'd be grand.
But there's nothing else I can help with?
No,
anything?
I'm all good, mate, thank you.
Have you got a bike or something?
Pardon?
Notice how dramatically the tone changes when the second constable engages. Shoulder numbers visible. Polite demeanor. Open body language. And suddenly, there's no friction. This is the power of proper identification. It lowers defenses instantly. No legal debate needed. No raised voices. Just mutual respect. And here's something important. The auditor even acknowledges that the officer didn't have to show his warrant card once properly identifiable, but he did anyway. That extra step. That's how trust is built. So let me ask you, do you think small procedural details like epaulets really matter? Or do they make all the difference?
Much more friendly than a couple of years ago when AB was here. First to just a bit of a fail on their part there. If they're going to use the policing power, like I said to that constable then, they need to carry their warrant cards or be in, some sort of uniform that IDs them as a constable. However, that second or third constable, I suppose he is, was actually very polite, very friendly, willing to identify with his warrant card, which when they're in uniform they don't actually have to do. But yeah, so because he had his shoulder number, his epaulets on, he wouldn't be obliged to identify with a warrant card. But yeah, he was willing to, which was nice of him. Move out the way of the vehicle.
This is where leadership shows itself. The sergeant doesn't interrogate. He introduces himself. He provides his collar number immediately. That's proactive accountability. And when asked about misconduct transparency, he doesn't bluff or guess. He says he doesn't know and directs the auditor properly. That's critical. Giving wrong information can damage credibility far more than admitting uncertainty. In high-trust professions, honesty about limits is strength, not weakness. But the real test is coming. How will he handle a complaint about his own officers? That's where culture inside a station is truly revealed.
2 seconds.
Let's say my name's Sergeant Doctor of Bedfordshire Police, based at Luton. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad yourself.
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I've not come out here to question what you're up to or to ask you to stop doing anything.
Cool.
I understand one of my PCs has come out to speak to you. I just wanted to come out and introduce myself because I'm the duty sergeant here at Luton. So if you get any issues, my car number is 6461.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
I'm just really glad to see that you stepped away from the gate when they're filming, when they've come out.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm not here to obstruct anybody.
Not at all.
No.
Well, is there anything I can help you with? Any queries you'd like to know about the station? What goes on here? Anything I can assist you with? I haven't got that long because I'm the duty sergeant. I'm quite busy,
sure.
but
Yeah,
I'll try and
obviously
help
looking
you
after
if
the
I can.
station. Quick question: in terms of misconduct in Bedfordshire with the police force, I've noticed on your website that from I think it was 19 to 20, there's a few listed, but further than that, there was absolutely no information of past misconduct hearings or any upcoming. Do you know of any that are upcoming? I don't want specific details, but do you know of any upcoming that are they just not being published? Are they not being reported, or are they not being followed up?
I'll be honest, I don't know the answer to that query. Your best bet would probably be to speak to our customer services freedom of information request.
Yeah.
Have you ever done one of those before?
Yeah.
I know. It's like any workplace, there's always rumours going around about people might be trying this, might be trying that.
Sure.
I don't tend to comment on rumour because I've been doing this job long enough that I've been subject to complaints that have been a load of rubbish, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Seems professional now. He's about to walk away to investigate the auditor's complaint about the earlier officers. The way he returns to handle that mistake is something we rarely see.
I don't know for
want
sure, but
specific
I know
details.
that all misconduct hearings are now public information, so
Yeah.
any genuine ongoing investigation, if they're ongoing investigations, obviously they're probably going to be quite limited and slow down. Quite limited on what can be released in case it prejudices any further stuff, because misconduct could turn to criminal proceedings, or criminal proceedings misconduct, vice versa. But honestly, I wouldn't want to give you an incorrect answer. So your best bet is if you contact customer services on 101.
Yeah.
Do you live in Bedfordshire?
No.
Okay, so
But I don't know how to do it.
101,
I know how to do it. I know how to do it for you.
Or online. We have an online submission.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't tend to use online. I'm a bit old school.
Fair enough. No, I can do it for you.
If you do
That's
that,
fine.
they will be able to give you that. And I wouldn't want to give information that's incorrect. But
cool.
if there's anything, obviously, that's not operationally sensitive, you want to know about the station, what goes on here, I'm more than happy to just take a couple minutes to speak to you. If you don't need to know anything, I'll just carry on with my work.
Appreciate that, and appreciate your response to that. I do understand. Usually I just find it a bit odd for 2 years roughly there's nothing published, but I'm sure if I do it for you they'll be able to give us some more information. So you have a PC called Ethan, can't remember his surname or his collar number is on the footage, but he came out and did basically used to stop an account because he came out asking what I was doing. Yeah, literally like, pretty much as soon as I got it.
Okay.
Him and his colleague, I didn't ask who his colleague was because inside there.
Okay.
So I asked for their warrant card, and neither of them had their warrant card with them. Obviously, stop an account is a policing power. So if they're going to engage in policing activity using their powers, they need to make sure that they have identifying factors on their uniform. If they don't, then essentially they're plain clothes and they need a warrant card with them.
Yeah, you're quite correct.
So I don't want to put in a formal complaint or anything, but if you can find out who the Ethan is.
Have you got a general description of what he looks like? I'll be honest, I transferred to Luton 3 weeks ago from being based up in Bedford,
Oh,
so
have
I
you?
don't know everybody on my team.
Yeah.
I know a few other
I'll
people.
tell you what, because you're being polite and I'm not in fear of my safety or anything, I'll stop the footage and I'll show you the footage just quickly.
Yeah,
Alright, so guys, I'll be right back.
I recognise him by full name. I recognise the face. I think he's in one of our investigation teams.
Cool.
There is a couple of sergeants up there.
Yeah.
So if I'll go up there, and if he's up there, I'll just give him some advice.
Brilliant. Yeah. Again, absolutely. Like I said, I don't want to put in a formal complaint because generally everyone else has been alright. And I don't feel like it's necessary. It wasn't over the top. He didn't actually try and use any force or anything. So as soon as I said that I didn't want to engage without their warrant card or anything, they were quite happy to just leave me to it. So, but just have a word with them, just make sure that obviously. But if they're going to use police powers, they have that with them.
Yeah, not a problem. I've got.
Yeah.
Anything else I can help you with before I
No,
go
I
back in?
think that's all good. So I'll let you crack on with your day. I know you're a busy man.
No worries. You have a good evening.
Andrew, take care.
Evening, morning. It's been a long day. I didn't get much sleep last night. Thank you very much.
This is rare and worth pausing on. The surgeon doesn't deflect. He doesn't minimize. He validates the point and commits to speaking with the officers. No ego. No defensiveness. Just correction. In organizational culture, supervisors set the temperature. If a sergeant treats identification as optional, PCs will too. But if a supervisor reinforces standards calmly and professionally, that filters downward. And here's something powerful. The auditor doesn't demand discipline or file a complaint. He simply wants standards upheld. That mutual restraint on both sides is what prevents escalation. Imagine how many viral confrontations could have ended right here if leadership stepped in like this.
Issues, my Sergeant Doherty, you can refer them to me.
All right, spot on.
No worries,
Perfect.
mate.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Get out of the rain, I think.
Yeah. There we go, guys. What a lovely, lovely sergeant here at Luton Police Station. Hopefully, he's been here like 3 weeks, so hopefully, you know, that sort of attitude from a supervising rank, a higher rank, will trickle down to the PCs, and you know, I think generally, from what I've seen of some more recent ones of Luton, you know, the response does seem to be better in regards to filming outside a police station. Hopefully that attitude and respect for members of the public carries over to other areas of their duties when engaging with members of the public. Obviously, what we see is a very specific reaction to a very specific situation, but hopefully if we can change their attitude towards something like this and the respect that they have for the public, that will carry over to I say other areas of their duties, you know, like stop searches, whether or not they need to use a stop search, demanding ID and information from the public, although, you know, that first constable did try and failed quite quickly. But yeah, I think it was absolutely fantastic that sergeant took the time to come out and speak to me. As obviously, like I said, he is the duty sergeant, so he is in sort of running the day-to-day operation of the station at the moment. So obviously quite busy, but you know, still took the time in that to come out and speak to me, which was lovely.
And this is the moment that separates routine interaction from genuine accountability. The sergeant didn't have to come back. He could have left it at, "I'll look into it." But he returns, explains what he told the officers, clarifies the confusion around stop and account recording practices, and closes the loop. That follow-up matters. It signals that the complaint wasn't dismissed, it was handled. Now here's the bigger question. Should knowledge of stop and account procedures vary between forces? Or should identification standards be universal and crystal clear? Because confusion at the ground level can quickly turn into confrontation in the field.
The park, obviously there were no spaces. Oh, there is a space there, but it probably wasn't when they arrived. So they've just decided to park on the pavement. Interesting.
Cheers, French fry.
Yeah, so they've got a couple of posters about murder investigations. They got one with a £10,000 reward. Though that was quite a time ago. Last seen 2018. That was like 4 years ago. I wonder if that's been solved yet. I'll have a look, see if I can find anything online. If I can, I'll put it here. And that was 2013. That's even longer ago. That's like 9 years ago now. Damn. But yeah, there's quite a few people sort of in the actual lobby area there, so I'm not gonna go and have a wander around.
Let's zoom out for a second. This wasn't about arrest powers. It wasn't about detention. It was about something simpler: visible authority and respectful engagement. What we saw here was a station culture potentially in transition. Initial misstep. Immediate supervisory correction. Transparent follow-up. That's how institutional trust is repaired in real time. And notice something else. Once the sergeant stepped in, the entire temperature of the encounter dropped. No hostility. No posturing. Just dialogue. That's the difference leadership makes. So here's something to think about. How much of public perception comes down not to policy, but to personality and supervision?
Yeah, let's have a look around. There's loads of people in there, so I didn't go right in.
Make queries, you don't get updates. So I found the two officers involved.
Sure.
I spoke to them. They said that the only reason they didn't initially have their warrant cards on was they weren't intending to speak to anybody. The reason is that, I'll be honest, they said to me they thought you might be doing delivery. Which is why they came up to you. But I've said to them, I've advised them of stopping account. I don't know if you're aware, but I don't know how often you do this or where you do it, but in the Greater London area, the Metropolitan Police still record stopping accounts, but most other home county forces don't formally record them anymore.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think a lot of officers aren't aware of the fact that when you just come and speak to someone asked to account for their business, that you are indeed, as you are quite correctly identified, doing a stopping account. So I've passed that information on to the officers, and I've said that if they find themselves at that stage, then it's best just carry. I mean, I carry my warrant card on me all the time because it's got my access card in it.
Yeah.
But I just thought I'd let you know. So
brilliant.
You obviously brought that to my attention, and I've dealt with it.
Great parking as well. I love it. I mean, you've got a big yard.
I don't know whether or not it was a delivery. I can't comment on that particular parking. It's not, all I can say is it's not the sergeant's vehicle.
All right, no worries. But I appreciate the update, Sergeant. It was really very kind of you.
No worries, sir.
Have a great day.
Have a nice day.
You too. So. Sorry guys, just getting some actual shots of the vehicle. While I'm here. There you go, so yeah, just taking quite a few sort of around the vehicle shots of this one, just for some general photography and that really. Got some cool angles on the vehicle, the markings and all of that good stuff. So there we have it guys, that is Luton Police Station, with a fantastic Sergeant Doherty, and can't ask for better than that really. Absolutely 100% professional. Took my comments seriously, followed up on them, and made the conscientious efforts to come and find me to follow up and let me know what he'd done about it. So yeah, fantastic. There we go guys, until the next one, stay safe, remember your rights, and yeah, don't engage with constables that aren't carrying their warrant card with them, if they're not in uniform.
So here's the professional takeaway. This wasn't a dramatic arrest or a lawsuit-level confrontation. It was something arguably more important: procedural accountability in action. Two officers approached without proper visible ID during a stop and account scenario. The auditor disengaged calmly,